Call the meeting to order on this warm July day. Welcome, everybody. We'll go ahead and address the first order of business, which is the approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
So motion is seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, very good. Minutes are approved. Moving forward, resolution number 30062.
Yes, Commissioners, this is a cooperative agreement with Livermore Association for some information technology upgrades. A variety of items that are involved here, ranging from computers and monitors, and then a lot of support technology for their business operations, along with the exhibits. This would come from the endowment funds, and in essence, they would incur the cost, and then we would provide a reimbursement for that. And they would recommend approval. This has been, we discussed it with the Building and Grounds Committee. I know Dave may want to comment on that.
Well, the issue is that the equipment there now is irreplaceable, and you can't get parts to fix, and it's critical that they had to do something, because if the equipment goes down, they're down.
Yep.
So really becomes an important issue, and it really needs to be finalized.
What would the balance of the endowment be after this, roughly, do you know?
About $1.2 million. Am I close on that?
About $1.4 million.
$1.4 million, okay, a little off. Okay, all right,
Okay.
okay.
And aside from this, is there anything else? Because I know there was a
Well,
one drawdown.
there's going to be a large, right now, we recall the last time we met on this, we did a amendment to the Gould
Yep.
Evans contract for about $70,000 to do an assessment of the large projection screen, the Verizon Theater and all of that. And once that's complete, then there'll be some additional work to do on the large projectors and the whole exhibit itself. And that's kind of tentatively in the $1 million range.
Okay.
So there'll be a drawdown and there'll be a contract on that once we get through that assessment phase.
There you go. Okay, thank you. Any other questions, comments? Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Good. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Very good. Resolution passes. Resolution number 30063.
Yes, Commissioners, this is an amendment with the Brockton Group for media buys, promotional material. You have a memo in your packet from Heidi, and if you have any questions, I'm sure Heidi can answer those.
Heidi, would you mind just giving us a couple of quick highlights on this? Yes. By the way, I just want to also say a lot of kudos around all the postings that I'm seeing about the giveaways for people at parks.
Yeah.
Just showing up at parks and all the stuff we've been doing on that. It's been great to see.
Well, it is the best month of the year. It is National Parks and Recreation Month, so we are celebrating it in a big way, and this amendment is helping us to do that even more so. So what I'm requesting is some additional funds to do some billboard advertising and some online digital advertising on Facebook pages, other kind of web pages, everything to drive people back to our new website. We've had a couple of months now to really work out many of the kinks and fill that website up, and so now we're wanting to really drive people to it. But I wanted to show you it's already working. So here are some statistics that we've gathered, and we are now able to track everything that's happening on our website,
nice.
which is wonderful because we have been unable to do that in the past. So what you can see here is that our online mentions, and this is just social media in general, are going up in the blue, and then the use of the hashtag KC Parks, which is how everybody communicates now with the hashtag, is going up. We just started using the hashtag right before May, and you can see it's already going up as far as in the numbers. In the next one, you'll see our total website visits per month have gone up exponentially. We're up over 15,000 visits to our website per month. Obviously starting at 0 because it was a brand new website. But even before, years ago, when we could track our website with the city, we were only getting 8,000 and 9,000 hits a month on the site. So we're doing a lot better now. The next page, you can see the traffic sources, where people are coming to our website from. Many of them are coming from referral sites such as Facebook or the city site even. Search traffic, a lot of, chunk of them are searching for Kansas City Parks, and then, 18% of them are coming directly to kcparks.org, which is pretty good. And we'll see that increase now as we're really promoting that URL site. Another one, just a little bit more from search engines, how it's gone up. People are really searching for Kansas City parks. Visits from the Facebook page, up over at 600 a month. And then the conversions, this is an interesting one, because these are people who are coming to our website and actually doing something. They are submitting a request, they're filling a permit form out, a photo or video request, they're downloading information as in our PDFs of our activities guides or some of the brochures that we have online. Another one that we're now going to start tracking is how many people come to our website and actually register for a class or reserve a shelter. So this is where we're going to tell, people are coming, how our website is making us money. And then these are just a few examples of what we're wanting to do or planning to do with the web pages and the banner ads and the spot ads on different various websites that will drive people back to our new website, kcparks.org. And then this other this page here shows you the actual National Parks and Recreation Month header slider that we have on our page that you can link to. The next page is our Facebook page, and then the final page, well, I guess it's still not the final page, sorry, I didn't realize this was so long, is the National Parks and Recreation Month calendar, and this is what you were referring to, Commissioner
Yes.
Sharon. We have done a different activity, kind of a daily adventure that you can do in our parks, which will drive people, to our various amenities and facilities every day of this month. And in addition to that, we are rewarding people for being out doing that activity. We have a group of PR interns who are out doing a Park It Forward program, is what we're calling it, kind of like Pay It Forward, where we've gotten various gift certificates and giveaways and items, and we go out and take a picture of these people and thank them for being in the parks, and then give them something that will bring them back to our park system, and definitely get everybody back to our website as well. So it's kind of fun because we tweet the daily adventure every day, and then we post a picture of who got the Park It Forward award every day on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And we're also pitching that to the media for potential story ideas. So I think we'll get some coverage there as well, because it's kind of a unique program, a unique way to celebrate National Parks and Recreation Month.
Great. Any questions? Comments? Great job. Thank you for this analysis. This information is very, very helpful.
Yes, and as we go on forward, I'll have a lot more of it for you, and it'll be interesting to see if our
Yeah.
campaign works, which I'm sure it will.
No doubt, no doubt.
Thanks.
Great. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Is the motion seconded? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Very good. Resolution passes.
Will you talk about the bus when you come back up?
Oh, shoot, yeah, I'll
When you
talk
come
about
back
that. Yeah, I got more to
That
say.
looks really good.
Resolution number 30064.
Yes, Commissioners, this is an amendment number one with Brookside Soccer Club to set up operations for them out at our Blue River Athletic Field, brought on primarily by the construction going on in the Swope Park fields. And if you have any questions, Mark or Travis? Mark, any questions?
Yeah, if you have any
I
questions.
think I said, but go ahead, if you want to add to that.
Basically, just to the director's point, obviously with the construction over at 63rd Lewis Road, we're now just moving them over to 435 athletic fields. And just a simple shift. All other conditions of the contract remain unchanged.
That's great. And there's construction happening as we speak, right?
speak.
That's great.
Pushing dirt.
Fantastic. Okay, great. That first field, which is the Champions Field, will be done by this fall. is what
Yes,
We're anticipating
we
down here
have
at Swope Soccer
The
Field.
schedule for the women's Big 12 championship is that first weekend in November.
That's great. That's very exciting.
And they hope to meet, well, they'll meet the schedule.
Great. Fantastic. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Very good. The resolution passes. Resolution number 30065.
Another item that Mark has on the agenda, Casey Keys for our Night Hoops program. The good news is we're getting more participation than anticipated, which is good, but it costs a bit more money to do that, and we would recommend approval of this contract.
In simple terms, that's exactly what it is. We started with, I think, 400. We're well over 600 young people participating in that program. And as a part of the conditions of the contract, we did say that if they were to get more than the 400, that we would increase that accordingly, and that's the figure that we reached. The 55% increase resulted in the figures that we're recommending added to or amended to the original contract.
Is there any questions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
So motion is seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Very good. Resolution passes. Resolution number 30066.
Commissioners, this is the agreement with South Suburban Youth Football for the fields at our Longview track property. This is right out here next to the Bay Aquatic Center. We've been working with this organization for several years now, so basically it's a renewal of their contract for their fall football season. And again, if you have any questions, Mark is here to answer those.
Okay. Any questions of Mark? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
So motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Very good. Resolution passes. On to the director's report.
Okay. Travis, Major Construction.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Afternoon, Travis.
The items you have before you, the first one is Hidden Valley Park. And you see some of the construction going on as of this past couple of weeks here, early July. And this project is a $566,000 project by Gunter Construction. Jimmy Lossing is project manager on the project, and you can see by the photos there, some of the parking lot photos, and probably more interesting are the actual trail and rain garden construction photos showing the boardwalk going across the rain garden area there to allow for water to get from one side of the road to the other.
It's really taking shape.
Expect that to be completed in end of August, first part of September.
This is going to be great. There's going to be a couple of constituents in that area that will finally be somewhat mollified after years of neglect for that park. It looks like a great project. It's beautiful.
I fully expect Mr. Nelson to appear before the board and do a backflip right up there.
Or at least bow down to us a little bit. Great.
The second project, which I think you touched on just a minute ago, was about the Swope Soccer Village. And as you mentioned, Phase 1 is championship field. And some of the photos are a little bit dark. You can see some of the parking lot demolition, and then some of the actual field construction in the later photos. And basically what they're doing is taking borrow from the area that had the ball diamonds on it before and moving it across Lewis Road to the other side of the road there. That's why the road is temporarily shut down around that loop, so that they can move that construction equipment back and forth. And they've done a pretty good job protecting that road as far as putting steel plates down, putting soil on the steel plates so that they can move that earth moving equipment back and forth across there without damaging the road. And
How is traffic getting through to, is there any traffic to get to the pool?
yes.
No, okay.
And what they do is where the loop road was blocked off and it was one way, well,
Yep.
it's two-way
Okay,
now,
good.
and the signage is up so that traffic can go around that loop road
Great.
either direction there. So one thing that I do want to set the record straight on, there's been a lot of discussion, whether on blog sites or on the Kansas City Business Journal site, about whether or not goals have been established for this project, and that would be HRD goals, MBE and WBE goals, and those goals for both design and construction have been established for this project, and not only established, but incorporated into the cooperative agreement that binds Soccer Village Properties LLC and Grain Construction to those goals. And there's been a misconception out there that since they were provided sole source selection of a lot of their contractors in there, that they didn't have to abide by those goals. But nothing could be further from the truth, and that's that. And I believe they're getting sole source selection mixed up with not having to abide by the MBE and WBE goals. So I just want to make sure that everybody was straight on that, and that if there was any questions, I'd be glad to answer them, so.
Thank you. Well, having been a part of those negotiations and being a part of all those conversations, and having read that cooperative agreement, yeah, there's no doubt that's in there, and they're very separate issues. And thank you for bringing that up. Appreciate it. Okay, great.
Heidi?
Well, that was fast. I'll talk a little bit more then about National Parks and Recreation Month. I gave you a copy of our employee newsletter, Beyond the Dirt, which kind of really thoroughly overviews everything we are doing to promote our facilities and amenities this month. And the one thing we're super excited about is the bus. I've been wanting to get this bus wrapped for 5 years, and the bike people have had it and gave it up to me. So we have got the bus wrap. And this is an agreement with the city and KCATA that gives us a really reduced cost to wrap a bus. It's normally about $40,000, and we're getting it for about $6,000. And it will be on this bus for a whole year. And the bus hits 90,000, or drives past 90,000 people a day. So it's really good advertising. So you see a little drawing or a little graphic of what the bus wrap looks like. And you should be noticing out here on the streets in the next week. We will definitely have it down parked at Party in the Park so everybody can take a look at the bus. As I mentioned, we'll have a couple billboards. We have the Adventure Every Day, the Park It Forward program, and then, of course, the Party in the Park, which we've been doing now for, I think, 5 or 6 years, and that is on July the 20th. And I know I've handed you the flyers out before. There's something going on at all the facilities. It's free, except for the Zoo and Starlight do not participate for free this day, but everything else in the park is free. Culminates with a big swimming pool party, free swim pool party down at the pool, which will be interesting if that street is still under detour.
It's open.
It's open. They'll just have to go around. Okay.
A couple more signs.
Because we get 1,000 people to that party. And then the other thing we do, of course, during Parks and Recreation Month, if you look on the back, is employee appreciation. And we do this in the form of ice cream sundaes, making your own ice cream sundaes. And we go around to all the districts and scoop ice cream for them and allow everyone out in the field to put their own toppings on. So if you guys feel like scooping ice cream, going out and seeing the employees and thanking them for all their hard work and making us a first-class organization, you are welcome to attend. You'll see the dates here. It starts July the 23rd, which I believe is, do we have a board meeting that day?
Yeah.
Okay. So you could
Right
just
after the
scooch
board
right down after the board meeting and do the administrative one, and then goes to Central District, South District, and North District every day from 2:30 to 3:30. We'll also be handing out ball caps to our employees as well. They'll be getting the ball caps with little icons on it that say KC Parks. So everyone's excited. It's been a couple years since we've gotten some new swag. So if you are more than welcome to come and help us out. So other than that, working on all the National Parks and Recreation Month stuff, we're also working with the Mayor's Office on the culmination of the Mayor's Nights program party, which is called Rock the Block. It has been shuffled around as far as dates and locations, but we are now confirmed for Saturday, August the 17th. And it's going to be in the
It's gonna be
front.
at Washington Square?
No, now it's in the front park.
Okay, so continue.
Parking lot,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
I said, of Union Station. It's a great location. It's going to work out really, really well for this event.
Yep.
Just like, if you guys made it down to the Festival of Fountains Day, it'll be set up with the big stage in the middle, and then off on one side, we're going to have like one-on-one basketball and soccer goals, so there'll be some sporting activities. And then on the other side will be like a community fair and, inflatables and food, of course. So working on some big name entertainment as well, which should be announced later this week. And then that's the same weekend as the Ethnic Festival. Whew. And then the summer's over. And we have the Dip and Dog Swim Party. So
That one's fun. That's really good. Very good.
Oh, I did want to add, speaking of dogs, we have added an event to Party in the Park. In the dog park, we're going to have a dog adoption event with the Pet Project, who
KC Pet
is,
Project.
our Kansas City shelter. So just one more thing to do in the park that day.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
All
Appreciate
right,
it.
thanks.
All right, that's great. What's going on? Anything else, Mark, you want to see on the director's report?
I don't think so.
All right, we're going to go ahead and go forward with the public hearing.
Let me,
Yes.
on the calendar for July, I'll put in a plug for an activity that I'm involved in. It's the Hot Trot at Hodge Park for Northland Neighborhoods, and if anybody's interested in signing up, we have a lot of room for it, and for $25, you don't have to run or walk. You can come and enjoy the recreation and refreshments and watch those crazy people that walk and run
100 degrees.
at 100 degrees.
100 degrees, yeah, exactly. There you go.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to do public hearing. Ms. Henry.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon,
You're all
welcome.
fast today. I came to you, I know you think it's a deadbeat, but I still want to talk to you about my lights.
Yes.
Not my lights, but the Christmas lights. Now, I know that this is a big expense, but it's not that big for the city, because that's no money for the city. And I know that it has to go through Park and Rec. And I'd like for Park and Rec to pick up the slack and go with it and make sure I get the lights, because I don't want them to come to me in November and say, we'll do it next year. I've been having that for 5 years. I'd like to see those lights up there this year.
Well, I understand. You made an application into the Neighborhood Tourism Development Fund?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
But I needed to get the letter from Park and Rec saying that they would handle the money. See, they don't want to run that kind of money through my neighborhood association. We don't have that kind of money. We've got about $1,600, you know. And they don't want to run that kind of money through, and they don't know where they will be stored afterwards. And these things are the things that the city, Park and Rec, should do. So when I have another meeting in August, and I'd like for Park and Rec to show up, or somebody,
And your meeting is with, you said you have a meeting in August,
yes, it'll be with
the neighborhood?
Neighborhood Tourism Fund,
Okay. Well, we'll take-
because I've already gave them the application, and they would have approved it right then, but I didn't have the letter from Park and Rec.
And the letter from Parks and Rec would say we would accept funds? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, the money would be run through Park and Rec, because they can't run it through my neighborhood.
They can, and the city cannot run neighborhood tourism development funds through it. Is that, am I making an incorrect? That is, yeah. So it could not go, we could not be awarded NTDF funding. And they would have to go through an independent 501c3 is who.
I have a
Then they
501c3.
would have to go through either you or some other 501c3. We cannot accept those funds. It's not allowable by their rules. So whoever's saying to you,
Barbara.
money's has to go through Parks and Rec, that's factually incorrect. And so, you know, and you can have her talk to us, but unless
I
it's.
think Barbara talked to Carmen and shared the same thing.
She didn't tell me that. She just told me that. They're switching it back and forth. So one person saying one thing and another person is telling me something else.
So it's on the application.
I am. My neighborhood association is a 501c3, and they know that. But the point of it is, that's a lot of money to run through my neighborhood association.
Well,
And-
I understand
and-
that perspective.
This is a project that should be handled by the city, anyway, in Park and Rec. It really should.
Once again, if you're asking for NTDF dollars, those dollars cannot come to us to support this. That's just the rules that they have in place. So, I mean, we would be at a meeting and they would tell all of us, if he needs to be there to confirm that, happy to sort of be a part of that. But Ms. Henry, I'm telling you right now, that's our understanding of the rules. Those have been in place for a while. That's not gonna change for this project. I can't imagine that they're gonna make any exception to that rule.
Well, when you all have money that come through Park and Rec, Don't you all have money coming through Park and Rec?
Yes, we have money that we're supported through.
But it's coming
sales
through,
tax.
is it coming through an individual or what?
I'm not too sure if I understand the question.
Now, you all have money that come through Park and Rec, right?
Yes, we get money from sales tax revenue right now and other dollars that come through a couple other sources, yes.
Yeah. But if my organization, it couldn't turn the money over to you?
To accept that money,
Uh-huh,
okay, I mean, that, and for what purpose? I mean, that's,
for the lights.
no, but that money ties back to NTDF, and NTDF will say to us, that's just, you guys can't, we award it to a 501c3. You're the 501c3, you would have to then implement that project.
See, NTDF is for neighborhoods, and for neighborhoods have to administer that money. If we get it, it doesn't allow the neighborhood to have control of that funding, and that's where the problem comes in. It would be like us going to NTDF and asking for money for a parks activity, which would eliminate the ability of a neighborhood to get that money. You're acting on behalf of a neighborhood, and the responsibility really falls on you or a neighborhood or another 501c3 to administer those funds. If we do it, it's like them giving the money, neighborhood money to us, which we really can't do because that money is specifically dedicated to neighborhoods and not a department of the city. And that's the problem we have.
Well, what about the city council?
What about,
Couldn't the money come through the city council?
Then it's not NTDF money.
Yeah.
That's the same
You
thing.
run into the same thing.
This, NTDF is set up for citizens groups to sponsor activities within the city, separate from any other city department. Now, we can cooperate on things like that, but we can't accept the funds or administer the funds. So it basically, when you have something like this, you have to find that organization that can administer and handle those funds for you to put this together. And that's the problem we have right now, because we would catch all kinds of criticism from everybody if NTDF were to give us funds for a situation like that. It's just something that by city regulation and charter, we just can't do.
that's how they set it up as well, so.
Well, would you all help with putting the lights up and storing the lights?
Yeah, it's a conversation I think we've had before, right, Mark? Where I think if there's dollars available to purchase, to do the operational side, I can't imagine we
Yeah, I
wouldn't
mean,
want to be
from the standpoint
involved.
of storage or something like that, because you'd have, because NTF is primarily, but as I said, it's a tourism activity is really what it tends to be. And if they're going to use their resources to make a purchase or promote an event or do something, which is what you're talking about, then yeah, as far as, I mean, the park would be available, would be another way of saying that too, where, the space is there, and storage could be part of it, sure. Once you got to that point in the process.
Well, I don't know a lot about what this park board is supposed to do, but it was my understanding that the park is the park boards, and it was my understanding that you come to them and ask them for different stuff that you want, and then you go out and if you get some funds to get that, they take over and do it for you. That was my understanding. But I see that that's not true. So, I don't know who else I'll have to go to, but I'll have to go someplace else, because I intend to have that park decorated, and we voted on that 1%, that money to come to this park board, so that we could have lights and things in our neighborhood. We shouldn't have to go all the way to Longview to see lights for our children. And this park board should be able to help me get lights up there in Swope Park. Swope Park is one of the biggest parks in the world. And to have no lights up here at Christmas time is really, really looks bad for this city.
Thank you, Mr. All right, let's go ahead and look at the calendar review.
Heidi's covered a few items already. I will mention our next board meeting, of course, is on the 23rd. And there's a Starlight meeting that morning, too. And we've kind of tried to adjust the schedule. McLean and I talked earlier. Starlight board meeting that morning, and then there's a board meeting that afternoon. And then I know there's a Platte County Parks Partners lunch tomorrow up at Zona Repsa. That fits your schedules. And then just quickly looking at August, adjusted that a little bit too. So our 2 meetings in August are the 13th and the 27th. And then again, that meeting, the 27th has Starlight on it, along with the
Great.
27th. And that's pretty much it as far as business.
Great. All right, I believe there's one item that we want to talk about in closed session. So is there a motion to move into closed session?
I'll make a motion that we move into closed session to discuss legal, real estate, or personnel issues pursuant to revised Missouri statute, section 610.021.
Very good. Is there a second to that motion?
Second?
All right. Alan Dillingham, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Mecklenburg?
Yes.
And Commissioner McLean?
Yes.
And Commissioner Chodan, yes. We are now in closed session. Thank you.